Welcome back, soul travelers, to another episode of the Sacred Travel Podcast. And before we start, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to all of you. I've been receiving so much feedback, and a lot of new people have found their way to my channel. So welcome, and thank you for being here and supporting me and being on these exciting journeys together. So welcome to this very galactic episode, as we are about to enter what is called the Golden Gate, or the Gate of Gods. And I want to briefly give some explanation before we go into a guided meditation / transmissions. But before we start, I want to share with you that we are about to head into the most transformative time of year, with profound spiritual insights to remember your divine nature and really reclaim your creatrix genome, while also stepping into your oracular powers and forecasting your next year, 2025, ahead. And I'm hosting a masterclass on the Golden Gate, the Stella Maris Gates, as I call them, that we are entering around the Yule time. And this masterclass is happening on the Sunday, 15th of December. So click the link in the show notes to know all about this season and how to consciously use it in a wise way to energetically be prepared for your year ahead. Okay, so let's dive right into it. And I want to say, just a short disclaimer, I am not an astrologer, so the information that I am giving and providing is based on my own research and also my experience. So I'm not claiming that all of this is either complete or the truth with a capital T. Just have that in mind. So before we go into the galactics, I want to focus your attention on the earth. So we find the concept of the silver and the gold everywhere on our planet as counterparts of not just geometrical forces, but also alchemical forces that are kind of like keeping us in place within the universe. And I just, want you to keep in mind this balance of the above and the below, and that we are speaking literally, but we are also speaking metaphorically and symbolically. So there is always these many, many layers to, what we can perceive with our regular senses. So let's have a look at some of the structures. And again, here, I just want you to notice that they usually come in pairs, and we don't think about it this way if we haven't been trained to see the patterns. So the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco does have a counterpart. There is another one that is in Vancouver, for example. And if we then go to the other side, there is structures, or there is like a silver coast on the eastern side of Northern America. If we go to Europe, we have a Golden Gate Bridge, again, in Lisbon in Portugal, which is to the west. And then we go east and have a silver gate in Turkey, like framing the Bosporus. And so what you can see is that there is these structures that are giving this geometrical frame in a way, and playing with the polarities of the silver and the gold. And usually it is either, and there's a lot more, so I'm just naming a couple here. It is either bridges or gates. So if you can go on Google, you can even go on Google Maps and just look up these structures, these portals. You will find that there is actually a lot. And usually they are not standalone structures. So these bridges or gateways signify a crossover, a passageway from one physical location into another, but also from one state of being, from one level of consciousness into another. And as we said, as above, so below, what does it mean? So when we look, like when we zoom out and we see ourselves as the Earth moving in the universe, in our solar system, there is also a gate of man, a silver gate, and a gate of gods, a golden gate. And it is said that the gate of man is where most of the souls descend from source, from, I don't know, the soul heavens, whatever that is, descend to Earth to incarnate. And at the gate of gods, the golden gate, it's the other way. So there is an ascension, if you want to call it, back to source. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the people are being born in the silver gate and all of the people are dying in the golden gate. It's just something for you to know, because also, again, like we are speaking symbolically about this death alchemy in a way of how can we transcend and reach different states of consciousness. So what does that actually mean? In our solar system, we are browsing through the universe, and there is several important markers throughout the year that already the ancients knew about. And I'm also talking a lot about that in other episodes. So the solstices, the cross-quarter points with the equinoxes, and what happens every year around the time of Yule, that is nowadays Christmas, so Christ Mass, Christ Light, we are coming closest to the Galactic Center. So this is where our plane hits the plane of the galactic, and it makes this, ecliptic. So we are coming closest to the Galactic Center, and this is not just a geometrical movement that we are making, but this comes with the rise and fall of different stages of consciousness. And the way that I see it is that so we are about to reach the closest point to what I call source consciousness, the Galactic Center in our system. And that is called the Golden Gate, or my personal interpretation, the Stella Maris Gates, as we will have the opportunity to delve into an oracular prelude in a way to the coming year. So it is 12 nights of significant and distinct energetic blueprints that will help you to understand not just your true nature as a divine being, as like source light, but also support you throughout the year to come into a much more like grounded and aligned way of energetically navigating change in certain areas of your life. And so if you want to know more about it, check out the link in the show notes to my upcoming masterclass on the Stella Maris Gates on the 15th of December. So that is the Golden Gate. On the opposite side, the summer solstice, there is the Gate of Man, or the Silver Gate. And it is a point where we are furthest away from the Galactic Center, or the center, the source of consciousness. It's not like we are having a drastic fall of the rise and ascension in consciousness, but it's just so when you can work with these energetic blueprints in a conscious way, and can prepare yourself also for, just as people do with the solar flares and everything, you will feel it. You will feel it. And the thing with this time of year is it is so potent and it is so significant, but there is so much busyness happening out there, and we are not at all centered and aligned with ourselves. And so just the mere, awareness and creating space for yourself to come into this cohesiveness, to really savor and soak in the energies, can help to foster this connection. And there's one constellation that I would want to mention is very important to these happenings, and it is Orion. Of course, some of you might have guessed, Orion, the son of man, and You've probably seen it all by now somewhere. So it's either the belt that is mostly prominent throughout the year in the sky, and that is also connected to a lot of ancient structures like the pyramids of Giza, like clavocairns in Scotland, and many, many others. So Orion is this son of man that is also between two distinct constellations that are happening with the Silver Gate and the Golden Gate. So he is kind of like representative of our of the rise and fall of consciousness, of the consciousness of man, and also the rise into the God consciousness, if you want to say so. And another aspect of more of the alchemical nature I would like to mention is that fusion that happens when mixing the gold and the silver. So the fire and the water, that creates a complete new element, which is the StarFire. Some of you might have heard the term already. And I just, want you to take a moment again, like, what does that make to you? How does that make you feel if you hear that term, like StarFire? It is in the coming alive in your body of these two elements as one, such as the divine and the earthly, the starlight flowing through your bodily waters, that you have or can have this profound remembering of yourself as a divine being of starlight, and also remembering that your own light makes you unstoppable and invincible when it comes to, let's say there is no one who can mess with you, with your truth and your alignment and what you stand for and the purpose that you pursue in your life. So the symbology is really everywhere around us. By the way, it is also on the coat of arms of the Vatican. So, I mean, it has this really, really powerful layering to it. We just need to open our hearts to see it and also to feel it. So I've given you a lot of clues, like from the bridges to the coat of arms to what is happening in the sky with this Golden Gate and the Silver Gate. And I think we'll leave it with the explanation here, and let's dive into the transmission. Okay, so come into a comfortable seat and closing down your eyes. Letting your breathing become heavy and taking deep, deep belly breaths to fully inhale and exhale, fully relax your body, relaxing your lower belly into your pelvis, relaxing your pelvis into your hip bones, your hip bones into your thighs, and your thighs into the earth. Relaxing your shoulders into your upper back, your neck into your shoulders, sinking deeper while being fully awake and present. And I want you to become aware of you floating around in space, you becoming weightless and floating through the galaxy, through our solar system, So leaving the earth, transitioning into the heavenly realms, crossing different star nations, and seeing how constellations that are important for you are lighting up in the dark sky, lighting up against the dark, black, blue color scheme. And then allowing your consciousness and that spark that is part of source consciousness to guide you, to lead you through this maze and haze of stars. This is not a way that you can navigate from your mind. This is a way that you navigate from your soul's perspective, feeling the StarFire alive in your veins, the blood rushing through your body, feeling the fire in this water, like little stars twinkling, illuminating. It's a living map that you carry inside you, and that map fuses with the celestial map. You've become a star walker, a pilgrim in the celestial realms. And stay present to any body sensations. Maybe you can feel tingling. You can feel heat or cold. Just allow the sensation to guide you and to inform your oracular vision, your third eye, the knowing, the seeing in the dark, the navigating of unseen, of unknown territory to the mind. And then dropping deeper into your heart, because your heart knows the way. And all of a sudden you see 3 very, very bright stars, and you know that they belong to the constellation of Orion. And you know that this is your gateway, that this is your portal to follow. So expand your consciousness to these 3 stars, to this constellation as a guiding point in the heavens. And again, feeling in your body how this makes you feel. Does it make you feel anxious? Does it make you feel comfortable? Do you get a sensation of home, maybe? Allow this consciousness and this energy to inform and infuse all your cells, to bring down this information, this starlight, this star wisdom. And you're circling around the 3 stars of Orion's belt, this Son of Man, mankind, the personification in Osiris and many other deities on the planet that has traversed the realms of death and rebirth, and travel further up his shoulder and then all along his arm, the way that he is pointing, and out your consciousness and you, your etheric being, travels his palm onto the next constellation. And even if you feel for a moment that you are surrounded by utter silence and utter darkness, open your heart, open the channel of your soul towards source consciousness even further. And that is when you get the next clue, and when the next lights start flaring up, indicating like an arrow, an illuminescent arrow in the sky. Dear soul, this is where you need to go. And you feel all of a sudden that you're in some sort of light channel. You entered a gateway, a threshold, a portal that is like a long, long tunnel of light. And there's different lightings, different geometrical shapes that you are traversing. And try to slow down a little bit, although it might feel as if you are rushing through a gigantic cosmic whole. Allowing you to fully grasp and fully soak in the patterns, the colors, the shapes, maybe the visions and the sensations. So all of that, what is being made available to you, allow that to received by your soul, but also received by your body and your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body. And as you traverse and as you move along on this celestial pilgrimage through this light tunnel, you might count and you might come into the realization that it is actually 12 thresholds that you are crossing. And with each threshold, there might be a deity, a god, goddess, a rose in a different color, another celestial body or constellation, the divine archetypes that are presenting itself to you. And you might just see glimpses of them as you walk, as you hover through that tunnel. And allow these holographic overlays to be soaked into every cell of your being, into every muscle, into every bone of yours. As your subconscious and your conscious merges, and this is all going to be stored in the memory bank that you're holding in your body, that you're holding in the cave of Brahma in your brain. And maybe you want to ask some questions here. You want to ask to be shown your true purpose. You want to ask to be shown and guided towards next steps from that real far away cosmic perspective of your soul. This is not just about you and this incarnation anymore. This is about you as a soul and all the lives you have lived and all the lives that you will live. You as the master creator, creatrix of all of your incarnations through timelines and dimensions. really broaden your consciousness as you feel as you are coming closer to the Galactic Center. And with this, there is a strong, strong pull that catches hold of your heart, of your high heart, the seat of your soul, and it also catches hold of your entire being. It's like this motherly, fatherly hand that picks you up, scoops you up, and redirects you into the stream of consciousness that is aligned with your soul's mission. Maybe you can hear angelic music. Maybe you can hear voices. And there is a sense of real homecoming, a longing that you didn't even know that existed, that is fulfilled in this connection with the one source, with the all, where all of the fractals of your soul are suddenly becoming one again in your being, and all of the codes and wisdoms, all the teachings from further incarnations, from future incarnations, are zapping into this one moment of existence where you are not just in yourself whole and holy, but you are whole and holy with the all, with Source, becoming one particle of this soup of consciousness that is stirring, that is swirling in warm and rhythmic motions. It's like this one dip into a honey bath where it's liquid light all over your body, even inside your body, inside your pineal gland, that is equally producing the same and emanating this golden secrete in your body, experiencing bliss inside and out. And when you feel it is enough and you have fulfilled and you have filled your cup, your very own personal grail of existence, with all of this energy, seeing the golden threads from your heart, and your heart that is this illuminated fire being, your very own Christ heart, full of love, full of compassion, full of alignment. Then slowly untangle all of your threads from the source, and seeing how this liquid light separates and becomes a separate entity again that you are part of, because you are made of it, you are made from it, but you are now filled up again with Source and Source light, and bringing this back as an individual expression of your divinity, of your earthly incarnation. So traversing back all the way that you came from, and maybe this feels a lot slower right now. Crossing the tunnel that now has changed completely, and it feels like a birth canal that you are about to enter this life in a new version of yourself, birthing yourself anew as you journey through this birth canal, this cosmic birth canal from the cosmic womb space into the vast darkness of the universe, where again you remember how to see in the darkness. And you are this living star map. So bringing your body as a template in the sky, navigating, traversing, maybe Regulus, maybe Antares, maybe Vega or other important constellations that inform your soul and your mission on this planet. Coming back again through the golden gate that we are stepping into from this earth plane right now, traversing and seeing how you break through the plane, the sphere of the earth, coming back into our stratosphere, still bringing this beautiful illuminated source light with you, and seeing yourself as this golden illuminated being that is full to the brim of this life force energy. Coming back into the room where you are, coming back into your physical body, and maybe you want to wiggle your toes and your fingers, or you want to stretch overhead. Maybe you also want to grab your feet or your thighs just to help you ground, like pinch them a little bit and make sure that you really come back and have safely landed in this physical body again. Some yawning or drinking water, and then opening your eyes again. Thank you so much for journeying with me on this celestial pilgrimage. I hope that this is helpful and supportive to inform and retrieve the wisdom of your personal expression as StarFire. And I can't wait to journey into the season with you. I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here.